Hey friends, I have missed you a lot. I know I haven't been as active. As I mentioned, my schedule's getting pretty intense, more than usual, and the energy is feeling great today, so I really feel it is time to connect in this week. But let's connect in. I feel like there's some important messages through this deck. This is a creative energy deck. So let's see what is coming through and what Spirit wants you to know today. And we'll connect in for you, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And we'll jump in. So first up, one step ahead is all you need. So for anyone who may be contemplating or worried about everything that you're taking on or have to do to make something happen, one step at a time. That's all you need to progress, to go after your goals, to achieve the things that you really want to achieve, okay? Then you've also got accept and receive. That's beautiful, okay? So I feel like whatever you've been putting out into the world energetically, there's things that are showing up, and this is a big part of the manifestation process and the gratitude. It's welcoming these things in, thankful, blessing. So I feel like that's another thing, you know, sometimes it's not easy to ask for help, or sometimes, you know, when all these things are coming in, absolutely you have choice and free will, but there's also this element of, I just feel the energy coming towards you, whatever it is. So with discernment, with truth, it's okay to accept and receive it and thank it. Don't push the things away that you do want for whatever story is coming in. That I feel for some of you, there's a little story, a little narrative that comes in, like you can't have it or not meant to have it or whatever else, or timing. Like there's some little underlying excuse or reasoning that has a little bit of a pulling energy away versus towards. So just be mindful of that. You are living poetry. This is your story. This is the amazing energy that you're putting out into the world. I feel like there's something about writing your own story, writing your own narrative to whatever it is that you're wanting to create right now. And then you've got the spark of the hustle. So whatever's getting you excited in doing, again, you may be feeling a bit more busier than usual. Maybe you feel like, I'm taking this hustle more so of something that you really want to do, really want to create in your life right now. And there's this new energy that's coming in of you making it happen, of you doing it. And again, one step at a time, in perhaps in that process for some of you. I mean, naturally it is one step at a time, but the rest unfolds, and it's all going to navigate you in the way that you need right now. Okay. So let's jump in, Pisces, and see more of what you need to know. I'm going to do a Celtic cross here. So let's have a look at the main energies and what you need right now. And let's get you some guidance. For our Pisces, current energy, you've got the 7 of Cups, okay? Let's see what's crossing this energy. What's crossing this energy? You've got the King of Wands, okay? Current influence. You've got the 8 of Swords. The past impacting you. Page of Swords. What's in above you? Headspace. 6 of Swords. Near future energy. 2 of Pentacles. Power in this situation. Pisces, power. Thank you. You've got the 5 of Cups, current environment, you've got the Page of Pentacles with the 9 of Swords, hopes and fears, 6 of Cups, and potential outcome. We've got the Knight of Wands. Okay, let's jump into this. I don't know if that's coming in here. I'll put that here. Okay, so current energy that we're looking at is the 7 of Cups. So right now, there could be a lot that's on your mind, what you're thinking about next, what options are currently available to you and what action you should be taking. Okay. While this is related to your emotional side or to your thoughts and feelings, there's this part sometimes too of wishful thinking. Maybe you're like, well, if I do this, or what if I do that, and what that connects to on an emotional front. Interestingly, though, to have the King of Wands here in your challenge, this could come in a few different ways. This could be that you're not taking action and now you need to take charge and need to take action, and that's part of your challenge. This is not a time perhaps any longer for you to sit in just thought and your feelings of how that all resonates. This is now a time to go, you know what? I'm going to take action. I'm going to lead with pursuit. I'm going to connect into the things that I want to do and get focused. And there's this clarity and certainty about self and trust that you're going to navigate the path forward that you need to. But there's a little bit of holding back, it seems, from thoughts and feelings to taking action. And Spirit's asking you, this is a time now to start taking action, and one step at a time is really standing out here, okay, as we've got over here. In terms, and again, this is all making sense in terms of the challenge and what's influencing this right now is you've got the Eight of Swords. So the Eight of Swords usually, again, is around our thoughts. This is more about the way we think about things. The way we think about things can also impact our emotional state or our way of experiencing something and how we see it. There's a part, I think, that to connect into your intuition. But for some reason here, you're feeling a little bit stuck. Maybe you're feeling a bit stuck on what to do next, on what action to take next. So this is kind of, infused in some way that could be challenging you to really progress forward in the way that you're being asked right now. So putting it out there, Pisces, what is stopping you? What is stopping you from taking the next step? Because here, what's important to remember about what you've done in the past or where you've been is that you know what excites you. You know from reading, from connecting to things, from talking about it, what entices you to get connected more into a certain path, into a person, into a situation. You know what you feel pulled to when you connect, I think, both on an intellectual level, but it invigorates you in a different way. So I feel like you've already, gone through the path of, we're always going to learn more, but I think you've gone through the path of doing the research that you need to do, of understanding something that you need to do, and understanding yourself. So there's this curiosity that I feel sparks you, and that's what you're being asked to step into. I get there's options, but I get there's ideas or this view on life, on how things are supposed to be or feel. And with these choices, this is where I think it's like, what's going to set you free in this process? What's going to invigorate? What's going to spark the hustle? What's going to spark you to go do what you need to do and allow the things to come in to create this magic? Because you are living poetry. So I think there's something beautiful you need to put out into the world or do that. You're being asked, don't hold back anymore. This is your time to really expand and push past this, because this is what's happening. And I feel like this is part of what's on your mind, and again, could be part of what's holding you back. It seems to be Swords energy that's influencing this quite significantly. And so even in your environment here with this Nine of Swords, I think there's part of you in this, in these steps forward, just things that we need to learn or we have learned, and there's this acceptance of that, and also the acceptance that the peace comes when we choose to move on. The peace comes when we see what brings us peace. The peace comes because sometimes we put so much into the what if, and I can understand that. But what if things did work out? What if you did head that way? Okay, maybe something didn't go to plan, but I think the reality is, what if you can just figure it all out along the way? Because you're not going to have all the answers 10 steps ahead. You can be prepared, you can be vigilant, you can be curious, you can be open to possibilities, but there's something here about moving towards a place of peace and recognition of what's next on your adventure that is truly supportive for you. Because amongst it in the near future, this is going to bring you some form of balance and harmony. It's going to allow you to look at things and be able to manage it the way that you need to manage it. That's going to bring you, again, a sense of balance. I still will say peace in its own way. And sometimes with that too, you get to recreate this story, this poem, this poetry, if you wish to call it that, right? Whatever the story is that you're creating for your life, there's something pretty special about you being able to navigate it, figure it out. Spirit wants to gift you these moments in time to do what you need to do. And I feel you're being told, you're being supported here. You will figure it out. You will balance it out, but you'll find what is right for you and for what you need, because everyone's going to be different on what that is. In terms of your power in this situation, the 5 of Cups, while there's a sense of loss, there's a sense of feeling let down, a sense of, grieving in its own way. I also get a sense here, you're holding one cup. There's another cup that's standing, and then you've got the 3 sitting down. So there's something that you once celebrated that perhaps, you've had to let go. But this is a key piece to the steps forward. What did you learn? What did you lose? But what can you take with you on this journey? And I feel taking this element and power with you through this, again, is going to allow you to awaken new opportunities and new possibilities. But I can see you're a little bit worried about it, whatever this is. If this is related to a relationship, if this is related to new potential work or opportunities, or even to, someone in your family. I'm just getting a sense here. You're putting a lot of pressure on yourself or the situation. And perhaps when you can focus on what you have and what's possible, that's where your power sits. Again, I can see there's something that's being presented to you that you're a little worried about here. But with this 6 of Cups in your hopes and fears, it's like you don't want to repeat the same story. Maybe some of you, there's this temptation to reconcile or get back to situations that you once knew. But that's perhaps something that you get to learn about yourself, self-discipline, getting more focused on your goals and your ambitions through this process. Because as I said, with this 2 of Pentacles here and the action that's currently challenged, like things aren't moving forward because you're more connected to your feelings and what's going to happen versus actually starting the process or taking the next step that you need to make something happen. That's what's kind of keeping you stuck. You have what you need right now. You have the information you need. You have the right story, in the way that perhaps you want to express yourself. You've got that. So what is this little breakdown that you're experiencing right now in your situation? Is it other people that are putting their fears on you? Oh, what if this happens? What if that happens? That's not yours to take on, Maybe you're worried with, if there is new work or new things taking up your time or, a different focus than you've usually had that is a bit outside your comfort zone. Maybe there is a sense that you can't show up fully to something that's always been important to you. Maybe it is your family. Maybe it was a previous connection that you were hoping would work out. Maybe there is a part of you that wants to do something that you've always wanted to do. But there's a little bit, what if I don't get this right? What if I can't pull this off? This is the what ifs that I feel really need to be just handled and dealt with by you taking ownership and knowing that you can manage this no matter what unfolds, because I still feel this is a very positive insight to you and to who you are and to what you want. Naturally, when things haven't worked out the way that we thought or planned, that you've got new opportunity to do what's next. And that's where this, again, one step ahead's all you need. You don't need to have everything figured out, because in terms of your outcome, you do have the Knight of Wands, and this Knight of Wands is about, again, this energy, this charisma, this I'm going to have fun on the journey. Not everything is going to, be smooth. Not everything is just going to, slot right in and figure itself out. This gets you to be a little bit outside the box. That's cool. This allows you to be, let me see over here if this is resonating. Let me see over there if it's resonating. But the big part here is taking action to see what you connect with. This is having a little bit of courage in new ways, okay? And exploring the possibilities of what you can do, of what you can create, of who you can connect to. And also what fires you up, what gets you excited, the spark of the hustle, you living your story, your way. And it's not, again, yeah, sure, there could be parts of you that's a little rebellious in the mix of things, but I think there's also this sentiment of wanting to create stability, wanting to create a new foundation, a new balance, and a new growth that perhaps you haven't been able to do before because of other constraints. And I just feel that once you start taking action to what you have been feeling and to the options available to you, that's when you can get or stop feeling so stuck in something, because I don't think the freshness of this opportunity or where you want to go next or what you want to do is going to truly identify itself. Yes, intuitively. Yes, if you don't feel congruent with something, trust in that. But I still feel there's this part of you that needs to explore, experiment. As I said, whatever you've needed to look into, whatever you've identified, whatever you've learnt, you've got the information you need to take your next step. And that's what Spirit's asking you to focus on. And this is going to navigate and guide you. But Spirit wants you to feel good in what you're doing. And this Knight of Wands particularly is asking you to connect in a different way through the activity that you're doing. Acknowledge the things that are lighting you up. Acknowledge the things where you want to stay. But there's part of experimentation that is important here. But the experiment comes through the action, through getting connected to the things and where you feel connected, where you feel you shine. It doesn't mean that you're going to fit in everywhere you go, but what it allows you is to show up in your light, in your truth, in there's some very creative element that I feel like sometimes you acknowledge you don't fit in certain places, but sometimes that part allows you to grow even further, allows you to rely on yourself and your capabilities and what you do know and where you've been even more. There's just this new sense of adventure that I feel is coming. Even the Six of Swords is a new sense of adventure. I think it's in reach. I think you also know with this move or this shift or this change in direction that you want to go that maybe has been holding you back, or that you've started making progress, you're coming into a new sense of peace. Again, you may not have all the answers or not know exactly what to do next, but things are going to reveal itself and you're going to find yourself in quite a connected and comfortable place that you get to make these decisions for yourself and set yourself up for success. So even in the opportunities, or if you're worried about money, or if you're worried about a child, or if you're worried about an opportunity not being enough, I want you to really reflect on what you do know and what's familiar to you and where comfort has been. Okay, because there's something about comfort that has been and something you've done before that you do know. You know about yourself, you know about people, and that's the promise that you can give to yourself through the experience. Let's see what else is underneath. The Magician, the Ace of Wands, and the Eight of Pentacles. Look at this. So whatever you're creating next, whatever you're putting yourself into that's inspiring you, that's sparking this new element, this is going to bring you something pretty special through your work, through your creativity, but there's a lot of financial reward and opportunity ahead of you by doing the things that you love, by doing the things that your skills, your talents, everything that you've got. It's like you're getting to bring this to the table, and it's the journey along the way, and the more experience through connecting the parts that you feel, oh, this gives me a bit of spark. That's where the magic happens. And I think too, while the spark of the hustle, the activity of doing, and then acknowledging the parts that you can accept and you can allow in, that's like chef's kiss, There's something really special about it. And remembering who you are through the process. I was going to say protest. That's interesting. I don't know what that's about for some of you. But you are living poetry. That's your beautiful story, friend. So keep remembering that. Keep remembering who you are. I am going to leave it there. Nice to connect with you. I look forward to connecting with you soon. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. I'll speak soon. Bye.